I want you to picture this. You walk into a small gym, warm light filling the room, soft music playing in the background. In the corner, there's a lady about 78 years old, slowly lifting a pair of light dumbbells. No rush, no noise, but every lift and every controlled lowering is her body's way of saying, I'm still here. I still want to be strong. You see, muscles are like an old friend. If we stop talking to them, stop engaging with them, the relationship fades. After 60, if all we do is light walking without ever challenging those muscles, they start to fall asleep and grow weaker day by day. But with progressive strength training gradually increasing the challenge even just a little, you send a clear signal to your body that your muscles still matter, that they still have a purpose. I've seen patients in their 70s who, after just a few months of the right training, can carry their own suitcase, stand up and sit down with ease, and their eyes light up with the belief that age can't take their strength away. And I believe if you start today, your muscles will reward you with something priceless: independence and confidence. Now, I want you to imagine your body as a warm fire. When it burns just right, it keeps you healthy, energized, and full of life. But if it smolders too long without control, it starts to burn you from the inside. That's what chronic inflammation is, what I like to call the aging fire, a silent enemy that weakens your muscles day after day without you even realizing it. I remember Evelyn, 74, coming in with heavy steps, always feeling tired and weak despite eating well. Her blood work showed inflammation levels far above normal. We made some changes, sleeping 7-8 hours a night, adding more colorful fruits and vegetables to her meals, swapping frying oil for olive oil, and adding daily omega-3 and turmeric. After a few months, she told me, "Doctor, I feel lighter, and I no longer wake up achy in the morning." Controlling inflammation not only makes your muscles stronger, it gives you the freedom to feel light and at home in your own body again. I'll never forget Harold, 76, who came into my office with a worried look in his eyes. He said, "Doctor, I'm not afraid of getting old, but I'm afraid of falling. One fall could take everything away." That's when I realized again, muscle strength is important, but balance and quick reflexes are the real insurance policy for aging. Simple exercises like walking a straight line, standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, or catching a small ball someone tosses to you. They may sound simple, but they're secret training for your brain and muscles to work together. When your brain and muscles communicate well, you not only walk more steadily, but also react quickly when something unexpected happens, like tripping on a rug or slipping on a wet floor. I've seen many patients, after just a few weeks of consistent practice, walk with more confidence and less worry in their eyes, because they know every step now isn't just a step, it's a statement: I'm still in control of my body. And finally, I want you to picture vitamin D as warm sunlight wrapping around your body, and vitamin K2 as a skilled guide directing nutrients exactly where they're needed. When these two friends work together, your bones become stronger, your muscles more resilient, and your risk of falling or developing osteoporosis drops dramatically. I remember Margaret, 69, a woman who loved gardening, but had recently started complaining about tired legs and getting winded after just a few steps up the stairs. Her blood test showed her vitamin D level was barely half of the optimal range. We started her on daily vitamin D supplements, added K2 from fermented foods and eggs, and encouraged her to get 15 minutes of morning sun. 3 months later, she walked into my office with a bright smile. "Doctor, now I can spend the whole morning in the garden without feeling tired." Sometimes strength and resilience don't come from big changes, but from giving your body the right key to unlock the door to better health. Think about your breakfast today. Was it just a slice of bread and a cup of tea or coffee? Many of my patients over 60 still have that habit, not realizing they're missing a golden opportunity to feed their muscles. After 50, our bodies are like well-used machines. They still run well, but they need fuel more consistently. For muscles, that fuel is protein, and science shows that each meal has a golden window of about 3-4 hours when your body absorbs and uses protein most efficiently. If you load most of your protein at dinner, you've already missed at least 2 opportunities earlier in the day. I once advised Daniel, 72, to add eggs or Greek yogurt to his breakfast, some fish or beans at lunch, and still keep protein in his dinner. After a few months, he told me he could walk faster and climb stairs without holding the rail. It turns out strength isn't just about how much you eat, it's also about when you feed your muscles. Now picture your body as a well-trained army, always ready for a challenge. But if that army never goes into battle, it becomes sluggish and slow to react. That's why I believe in beneficial stress, small controlled challenges that keep your body sharp. I met Lewis, 75, who was still strong, but felt his endurance slipping. Instead of only walking, I had him try small challenges, ending his shower with 30 seconds of cold water, using the sauna for 10 minutes a few times a week, occasionally shortening his eating window to 8. 10 hours a day, and doing a few seconds of full-force static holds with weights. These are like special drills for your cells, forcing them to switch on repair and muscle-protecting genes. After a few months, he told me he felt more alert, stronger, and more resilient. You see, it doesn't always take big changes sometimes. Those short, sharp challenges can open the door to lasting health. Then there was Joanne, 71, who exercised regularly and ate what seemed like a healthy diet, yet always said, "Doctor, I still feel weak and tired too quickly." On closer examination, we found she was missing key micronutrients. Protein and workouts can only work their magic if your body has the right spark plugs nutrients, like magnesium, which keeps muscles contracting smoothly and reduces cramps, creatine, which fuels muscle energy and boosts strength, methylated B12, which supports energy production and nerve health, plus zinc and selenium, which help you use protein more effectively and maintain a strong immune system. After supplementing the exact amounts based on her test results, Joanne came back smiling. "Now I can walk up hills without gasping for air." Sometimes strength isn't just about what you eat or how you train. It's about filling in the missing pieces of your health puzzle. And I want you to imagine your body like a great tree. For the branches to reach high and stand firm in the wind, the roots must be strong and deep. In the human body, those roots are your core muscles, the groups in your abdomen, lower back, and hips. They quietly hold your balance, protect your spine, and make every movement you do more stable. I once met Richard, 68, who loved long walks but often had back and hip pain. When I checked, the problem wasn't in his legs, it was a weak core. We started with simple exercises, a few seconds of plank each day, gentle bird dog movements, and some basic Pilates routines. Just 2 months later, he told me, "Doctor, now I can walk long distances with my backpack, and my back still feels fine." The truth is, when you take care of your core, every movement from bending down to tie your shoes to lifting a bag becomes easier. A strong core is the foundation for a steady, confident life in your later years. I once met Clara, 73, a woman who had always loved dancing but had stopped years ago for fear of falling. She said, "I feel like my legs are weaker and my reactions are slower, like my brain can't send the message to my muscles in time." What she was experiencing was the decline of her neuromuscular junctions, the connection where your brain and muscles talk to each other. The good news is these connections can be rebuilt. I encouraged her to return to activities that require coordination, like Tai Chi dancing, playing ping pong, or even tossing and catching a ball with her grandkids. Every move that demands your eyes, hands, feet, and brain to work together is like oiling the gears between your brain and muscles. A few months later, Clara returned, walking lightly and smiling brightly. "Now I can dance a few songs with my old friends without feeling afraid." When you keep your brain and muscles in constant conversation, you're not only stronger, you regain the confidence to enjoy life again. I want you to think of your body like a door you've had for many years. If you open and close it gently every day, the hinges stay smooth and the door moves easily. But if you leave it untouched for too long, the hinges stiffen and every movement becomes a strain. After 60, our bodies work the same way. Without regular mobility, work muscles and joints begin to rust. I remember Samuel, 70, who loved gardening but started noticing his shoulders were hard to lift and his knees stiff in the morning. We didn't start with heavy workouts. Instead, we focused on 10-15 minutes a day of shoulder rotations, hip stretches, gentle yoga, and a few morning reach and stretch routines. Within weeks, he said, "Doctor, now I can bend to pull weeds or reach up to pick fruit without any pain." Mobility doesn't just protect you from injury, it reopens the door to doing the things you love, from tying your shoes to hugging your grandchildren. Looking back over decades of working with hundreds of patients over 60, I've learned this muscle strength isn't just about how much weight you can lift. It's about your ability to live independently, stand tall, and fully enjoy each moment. Our bodies are like an unfinished book. Every good habit you start today is a new page that makes the next chapter more alive. You don't have to change everything at once. Pick one small thing to start, maybe add some protein to your breakfast, practice a balance exercise once a week, or spend a few minutes stretching each morning. Little by little, you'll notice your body responding stronger, more flexible, and your mind more confident. Age may turn your hair gray, but it doesn't have to take your strength. Start today, because your future will be built on the choices you make right now. And if what I've shared today speaks to you, pass it on. Someone you care about might be waiting for their own new beginning.